What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Critical Overload here. We're going to be talking about several different horror topics in this video here today. We'll be talking about Ready or Not 2. We'll be talking about Scream 7, Mike Flanagan's The Exorcist, and then we'll be talking about the upcoming I Know What You Did Last Summer Legacy sequel. So starting off here with Ready or Not 2, James Vanderbilt spilled some beans on the upcoming sequel to comic book recently, even though he's not one of the individuals involved with this project, I don't think, but one of his co-writers, Guy Busick, is, who Guy Busick also co-wrote the original film. But apparently the focus for the sequel is to broaden the disturbing lore surrounding the deadly game without over-explaining its enigmatic elements, aiming for the right amount of world building. There are a couple different ways we're doing it. I don't want to give anything away. It's so early and there is so little out there. What I will say is one of the reasons it has taken a minute to make this sequel was that we were really hard on ourselves on not just repeating what the first movie was, but also not losing the sauce of what the first movie was. The goal of Ready or Not, Here I Come is to build upon the foundation of horror and dark comedy of the first movie, ensuring fans will get a meaningful expansion of the franchise. It's interesting because there's a debate all the way through as to what is real and what is not, highlighting the challenge of moving forward from the original's definitive ending. That is answered at the end of the first movie, so you can't put that label back in the bottle. What Guy Busick and R. Christopher Murphy do in this script is incredibly smart. As soon as they pitched it, it was, of course, that's what it is. That's a great idea. It's such a great way to tell this story. I am so excited for people to see it. So I like that. We're expanding on the lore without explaining too much. We're going to try to preserve that mystique. And if that is executed well on screen, then I will be a happy camper. Because I do want to see some of that mystique preserved. Keep some aura around Mr. LaBelle. Don't give us all of the secrets. Don't give us all of the ins and outs. And as one of you have highlighted, yes, Sarah Michelle Gellar does seem to have spent a whole lot of time on set as it pertains to filming this film with Catherine Newton and Samara Weaving. So my assumption, just like all of you, is that she must have a pivotal role in the film. And my bold prediction again still is that she's going to be one of the main antagonists of the film. She has some ties to Mr. LaBelle. We'll find out what those ties are and how it relates to Grace and her arc, which we know Grace is played by Samara Weaving, our main protagonist of the film. But are you guys looking forward to Ready or Not 2? Let me know why not down in the comment section below. Apparently filming has wrapped. I wanted to mostly talk about this from James Vanderbilt because I thought that was much more juicier than just talking about the fact that filming had wrapped, and I didn't see too many people spreading this news online. Now let's talk about Scream 7. So Scream 7, we know is going to be bringing back a lot of dead characters, and we know so far that 2 Ghostfaces are going to be coming back, and those 2 are Stu and Roman. Now reputable trades and crew haven't revealed this yet, but allegedly there is at least one more killer coming back too. A few of you have watched Beyond the Mask, and then you came to me asking me, is there any truth to that? And at the time, I didn't have anything to share because I didn't have anything concrete shared with me. But that's changed. Recent evidence that's been discussed with me suggests that there is, in fact, one more cast member who was Ghostface before making their return in the upcoming 7th film. My thing is this. I want to set expectations. I'm almost certain it's just going to be Billy Loomis. Despite Daniel RPK's track record of W's when it comes to his recent Scream scoops, Skeet was never announced by reputable trades. But Daniel is the one who's made mention of the fact that Skeet Ulrich is going to be coming back. Or at least he's heard that that's the plan. I bring Skeet up just so that when the cameo happens, we don't have overblown expectations. Emma Roberts was not a name that I had shared with me. That doesn't mean that Emma Roberts won't return as Jill, but Jill is not the one I've heard about. But Skeet makes the most sense anyway, considering Billy and Stu's link to Roman. So my best guess is that this is just going to be Billy Loomis coming back. If it ends up being someone else, that's fine. But my best bet would be that this is going to end up being Billy Loomis, who is going to be another returning Ghostface cast member, since again, he has not yet been officially announced by any reputable trades. All we've really gotten are Stu and Roman. The belief is that it's going to also include Billy, and again, based off of some evidence that's been shared with me, you can expect at least one other Ghostface to return as well, joining Stu and Roman. Now here's another fun tidbit about Scream 7. Allegedly, we haven't seen the last of a significant location from that original trilogy. Take from that what you will, make all your best predictions that you can. It is, yes, probably the place you're thinking of. I don't know what capacity it is going to appear in, and it could be an afterthought, by the time the film comes out. But all I'll say is we are going back in some way. This could be some type of feature in a scrapbook. This could be some feature in a flashback. I don't know how this location is coming back. I just know that it is apparently going to be returning in Scream 7. That is all I want to address when it comes to Scream 7 as we wait for the February release. I'm actually still hoping that they just push it up. I don't think it's smart to wait until February, but we know that they probably want to just avoid any and all competition. Now let's talk about Mike Flanagan's The Exorcist. So unfortunately, Mike Flanagan's The Exorcist has been delayed. So this was revealed over on Tumblr. Someone wrote to Mike, "Hi Mike, hope you're having a good day. I just wanted to ask a quick question. Is your Exorcist movie still happening? If so, is it still gunning for a release next March? As far as I know, there haven't been any updates since last year, and I'm honestly getting a little worried." Mike Flanagan said, "Production hasn't started. We need to finish Carrie first. No way it's coming out next March. Nothing to worry about though. So even though it's been delayed, it's still happening." Now, see, I'll tell you this. I do have my doubts, but I'm going to trust the process. I only have my doubts because this wouldn't be the first time. Mike Flanagan was supposed to give us a new I Know What You Did Last Summer. Didn't happen. He was supposed to be involved with Jason Voorhees, the Friday the 13th franchise. Didn't happen. Now, history is slowly seeming like it's going to repeat itself with The Exorcist. I don't want that because I trust that he will give us the best version of The Exorcist we've gotten, or many would argue that we've gotten since The Exorcist 3. Definitely going to make up for what David Gordon Green just gave us with The Exorcist Believer and Bottom Feeder and whatever else that trilogy was going to give us. I'm certain he's going to knock this out of the park, but he's saying there's nothing to worry about. It's just not going to make it to the March release of next year. So fingers crossed that this film does not get canned altogether, because he's had his bad luck with these things in the past when it comes to jumping into existing IPs. And I want to see him finally tackle an existing IP that will draw more attention to his brilliance. The last thing we're going to talk about here is going to be I Know What You Did Last Summer. So Jennifer Caton Robinson shared something over on her Instagram. You can go check it out. I'm not going to post the image here, but let it be known that they are finalizing the score of the film from the person who did the score for Blink Twice, which I think the score for Blink Twice was actually pretty good. So I'm intrigued to see what they cook up for I Know What You Did Last Summer. So putting the final touches on the score, I wanted to spend this last chunk of the video discussing Julie James really quick and any concerns about how they are using her. Again, I stress that I know her fate. I'm not going to share that with you, obviously, but I want to kind of just set the expectation of Julie James' role. I will say that even though she's not the main character, you can expect her to be pivotal to the story. So although this accident has nothing to do with Julie James, there is developments in the story that justify a big crucial reason for her to get involved with the teens. That's all I will say. So they do come up with something that is believable. Not everybody is going to like it, obviously, but they do come up with something that is believable as to why she needs to get involved with the teens. Most people are going to be indifferent to it because, again, like I try to stress, most people are not sitting around obsessing over whether or not the new I Know What You Did Last Summer is going to include Julie James and Ray Bronson. They're not checking for Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. They have lives. They have things they have going on besides just worrying about these two. But you're going to have the diehards who I know are going to be not indifferent, but they're going to probably take some issue with some writing choices because of the fact that they want her to be the lead and this, that, and the third. And of course, that's not ever what this was going to be. They told us this from the get-go. I will argue that even though it's a limited role, I think that they have all the ingredients for me to say that you should be able to have used her well enough, but it all comes down to how it's executed. So the ingredients are all there for you to use her well, but now I have to see how it's executed. And so far, I think they did fine. Even if it's not the same amount of screen time as you got with those first two movies, Julie James is not doing a pop-out appearance. She is here for a very specific, important reason, and it is a big one. I lied. So we have one last update that came out of nowhere, so I decided to add it on to the end of this video. But Blumhouse has confirmed that Ma 2 is in development. So we're going back to Ma's, I guess. This came from Deadline just a few minutes ago, and it starts off here in the article saying there will be more Ma. Blumhouse announced at their Business of Fear symposium yesterday that Oscar winner Octavia Spencer will be returning for a sequel to the 2019 revenge horror movie Ma. It says here, The first movie followed a lonely woman who befriended a group of teenagers and decides to let them party at her house. Just when the kids think their luck couldn't get any better, things start happening that make them question the intention of their host. Ma has proven to be a social phenomenon since its release in 2019, with fans eagerly embracing the film and Octavia's iconic performance as Ma. Ma likes to say, "Don't make me drink alone," so we're thrilled Octavia will join us again for a second round. That was the comment Jason Blum gave at the event. Now, that first movie, while I adore it, even I admit that it's not that good, and it does have some wasted potential. I think that was my biggest gripe with Ma, and I didn't really think the pacing was all that good at times. But Octavia Spencer makes up for it in a lot of ways, because over time the movie just kind of grew on me. The negatives I had with it, I kind of put them in the background. I've rewatched that film time and time and again. I still would give it a 6.5 on a good day. But Ma 2, I cannot wait to see what Sue-Ann is up to now. And I guess this answers the question that was left ambiguous at the end of the first movie. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Sue-Ann was upstairs. Her house had caught on fire, and she was burning with one of her former classmates. I can't remember his name right now. And it was implied that she died. But of course, if Octavia Spencer will be back, I'm assuming she made it out of this fire alive somehow. So we'll see what comes of Ma 2. Did you enjoy that first movie? Let me know why or not down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, of course, make sure you subscribe. Turn on post notifications. Remember this video in the description. I have links to all my social media accounts. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can message me there to let me know if there are any movies, news, or reviews you'd like me to cover in the future. And with all that in mind, guys, I will see you in the next video.